We're going to head back out to that press conference in St. Petersburg at police headquarters there. Our Rebecca Medina is there with Mayor Bill Foster. Rebecca?
Good evening, Jameson. We have Bill Foster here, the mayor of St. Petersburg. And Mayor Foster, first of all, my condolences to your city and to your men and women here of the St. Pete Police Department. Tell us real quick, this is a no-win situation, to say the least.
You know, it absolutely is. But now we can heal. We had this gaping hole, and as long as we were focused on catching the bad guy, there was no healing. So now we can heal and just unify this police department and this community. But we also know that the bigger job at hand is to prevent this from happening again with other kids. A 16-year-old with a handgun is a dangerous combination. And we as a community have to do a better job to make sure that kids have other opportunities where they don't have to resort to this.
Mayor Foster, when you heard that the suspect was in fact a 16-year-old juvenile, what went through your mind?
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because this is a 16-year-old that we lost. The parents lose a kid. The Crawfords lose a dad, a husband, a grandfather. Nobody wins. Nobody wins. And but out of this, we as a community have to look within and make sure that we get faith-based organizations together with the education system and parks and recreation and everything we can do as a community to make sure that our kids have very little free time, but wholesome activities.
Thank you so much, Mayor Foster.
Thank you.
Have a great night. And we also have Chief Chuck Harmon here with us. He's joining us live as well. Chief, my condolences to your department, first of all. Can you tell me what went through your mind when you found out that this was, in fact, a 16-year-old kid that you were dealing with as the suspect here?
Well, actually, my jaw dropped. We knew we had somebody young that was involved based upon the description we had, but I would have never dreamed of a 16-year-old. Not that they're not capable or whatever, but just you don't expect a school-age kid to be involved in shooting a police officer. Besides that being the shock value of it, I was so relieved to hear that the person that was responsible for this was brought into custody and will be held accountable for what they did.
Now, Chief, you also relied heavily on a lot of tips that came in from the community. You relied heavily on a lot of help from the community because you didn't have a whole lot of information to go on initially. Now, we're dealing with the community here. We've talked a lot about uniting this community. What will the St. Petersburg Police Department do different to reach out to the community to really bridge this gap and really start some healing in this community?
Well, I think we've done that. I think what I hope our community observed, especially our minority community, is the fact that we did this work. We were able to accomplish our mission. We weren't going out there treating people the wrong way or not doing our jobs professionally. Every agency, including ours, I didn't receive one complaint about how we conducted ourselves, even though we were invading people's privacy, going into cars and doing other things. I think we did it in such a way that people understood what we were trying to do and were appreciative of our efforts of trying to get somebody that killed a police officer off the street, because if they'll kill a police officer, they could kill anybody. And our community was right on board with us, and I'm sure they appreciate the way we handle it, and we appreciate their support. I'm
sure your men and women will finally get some sleep tonight.
Yeah, right? It's been a long 24 hours. Most of us haven't slept. If we have slept, it's been an hour here, an hour there at the most. But we still got our grieving to do. We still got our healing to do. But this was our primary mission that we had to accomplish, and I'm glad we're able to put this mission to rest and move on to the other process.
Thank you so much, Chief. We appreciate your time and your efforts to keeping the city safer. Thank you so much. We're going to continue to gather some information on the suspect here. As you heard it here, he's a 16-year-old juvenile. They're saying that he is going to be charged with first-degree murder, and that it will be up to the state attorney's office as to whether or not they're going to charge him as an adult. But we're going to, as I mentioned, gather more information on who the suspect is, where he's from, a little bit more information on his background, and hopefully as we have that information, we're going to bring it to you. For now, we are live in St. Petersburg. Rebecca Medina, ABC Action News.